tied at 54, 5.5 games back of the second wild card spot. Yunel Escobar back in the lineup, in the starting lineup. He's leading things off at third. Mike Trout's at center. Albert Pujols at DH. CJ Cron gets a start at first base. Andrelton Simmons in short. Cole Calhoun in right. Martin Maldonado behind the plate. Shane Robinson today, even though Ben Revere's had back-to-back multi-hit games and has good numbers against Jay Happ. Sugar Shane is in the lineup in left field, and Caleb Coward is batting ninth, playing second base. Fourth consecutive start for Caleb for the Angels. They are taking on the 34-year-old left-hander native of Peru, Illinois. His name is Jay Happ.
Jay Happ, pretty good fastball, throws a lot of them. About 72% of his pitches are fastball, slider, curve, and changeup. My go-to is to be successful against Happ today for the lineup for the Angels is always look that fastball, especially early in the count. Take the long way home. In other words, hit the long ball today. He's given up 15 home runs in 72 innings pitched. We talked about that in the opening. 7 home runs his last 4 starts.
Take a look at the defense for the Blue Jays tonight that will try to support Jay Happ. You've got Pierce in left, Pilar in center, Bautista's in right. The infield with Donaldson, Tulowitzki, Goins, and Smoke from third to first, and Russell the Muscle Martin behind the plate.
And Donaldson at third base this season. 10 errors made, 8 double plays turned for him. He's struggled a little bit defensively this season. You look at that fielding percentage as compared to last year when he had only 14 errors in 136 games. So not the defense we're accustomed to seeing from Josh Donaldson so far this season with 936 fielding percentage.
Escobar ready to lead things off. The umpiring crew for this series: Angel Hernandez behind the plate tonight. John Tumpane at first base. Sean Barber at second, and the crew chief is Ted Barrett. He is at third. Escobar got into the game last night or yesterday afternoon in Cleveland as a pinch hitter. Ended up striking out. Comes in batting .270. Will take a strike to open up this 3-game set. 327 on base percentage for Ewing. 17 doubles, a triple, 6 home runs. 27 runs batted in. Shoot this one out to right field. Bautista's not going to get there. That's a fair ball. Off the wall. Nope. Before it gets to the wall. A fan reaching over, gloving it, so it'll go as a ground rule double to start the game.
That's a good start, especially going the other way for Escobar's 18th double of the season. Looking fastball, that's what you have to do against Happ. He throws a ton of them. Mentioned about 72%, especially early in counts. Lines out in the right field for a leadoff double.
So right from the get-go, a man in scoring position for Mike Trout.
Trout 4 for 12 against Happ. And he's jumping on that first pitch fastball, which you want him to do. Foul that went straight back.
Wasn't messing around there. Trout hitting .327, 19 home runs, 42 RBIs. Hitless yesterday, going 0 for 4. Caught the inside part of the plate, apparently. A couple of those pitches in yesterday's game off the plate called against Trout. He's behind here at 0-2.
Martin setting up in. Kept that baseball out there, presented it well, but definitely off the inside corner.
Called strike 3. Trout down looking, 1 out.
And after all with fastballs. Already established, and he's going to pitch inside to Mike Trout tonight. Upper part of the strike zone at 93.
So Escobar still at second base with a leadoff double. Here's Albert. Angels yesterday with men in scoring position, 1 for 7. Albert takes outside. He was hitless in the series. 0 for 15 against the Indians through that 3-game stretch.
Sinker going down in a way from Happ against Albert Pujols. When you look at numbers this season for Happ versus his fastball, A 249 batting average, 10 home runs allowed, but his secondary pitch, that's his slider, curve, and change, 288 batting average. So he's more comfortable throwing his fastball, whether it's a sinker or four-seamer.
Foul back, 1-2. Albert hitting .233. 10 doubles, 14 home runs, 59 runs batted in, a .280 on base percentage. Two down.
My Hyundai team to be successful. They go a little rush, being a big fans of Jays. Geddy Lee, always at the ballgame. Working man. You got to find a way to work your way in and get in this position to win some games. That means fighting through some at-bats, pitching well on the mound, and making some outstanding plays in the field. You have to work your way in to get in on a winning streak. It's been a while for the Angels to do so.
Crone will take a strike. CJ got the start yesterday at first base, went 1 for 3. Valbuena got the start at third base. He's not in the lineup today. Neither is Ben Revere, as we mentioned.
Well, you see, he's going to try to establish that four-seam fastball upper part of the strike zone. And so far, Russell Martin's done a nice job as far as setting up a high target, and Happ has hit that target, including that strikeout against Albert Pujols above the strike zone.
And Angel Hernandez can continue to call it. Why don't you continue to pitch inside? And he foul tips it. So a leadoff double, then Happ strikes out the next 3. Halos leave a man in scoring position. We'll head to the bottom of the first, scoreless. The Angels blowing a golden opportunity with that leadoff double to start the game, but Uni stranded there. So we'll take a look at John Gibbons starting lineup for the Toronto Blue Jays, back in the dugout after getting ejected yesterday afternoon. And it'll be Jose Bautista leading things off, and Ryan Russell Martin is behind the plate. He'll bat second. Josh Donaldson at third. Justin Smoke at first. Kendrys Morales is the DH. Steve Pearson left. He had the game winner last night. Troy Tulowitzki at short. Kevin Pillar in center. Ryan Goins batting ninth, playing second base. Taking on Parker Bridwell, not wasting any time. This will be his 9th game, 8th start of the season. He's 4-1 with a 3.09 ERA. As you just saw right there, Bautista had to step out. He was ready to go.
I love the fact that he's so aggressive. We waste no time at all. He's got a game plan. Talk with Team Maldonado before the game about how they're going to attack the zone. Very good numbers this season. 4-1, 3.09. Great numbers on the road. 2-0 with a 2.04 for Parker Bridwell.
coming off a win against the Boston Red Sox at home. 2 runs, 5 hits, and 7 innings. Bautista takes low. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Blue Jays right fielder hitting .221, 16 home runs, 44 runs batted in. Reach for this one and foul it off.
Pretty good cutter there from Bridwell. Fastball is 91 to 95. Slider, cut fastball, changeup, occasional curveball. But more so, he takes some speed off his slider than the curveball.
And he went around. 1 away.
Case in point on that hard slider. Took a little bit off on that one to get a swing and miss.
Check out the Angels on the defensive side of things. You've got Shane Robinson to the left, Mike Trout at center, Cole Calhoun at right, the infield, Yunel Escobar and Andrew Simmons on the left side, Caleb Coward, C.J. Cron on the right, with Martin Maldonado behind the plate.
Mike Trout out in center field, picked up his 2nd outfield assist in yesterday's game. Perfect relay throw in there. 1 error so far. .994 career fielding percentage out in center field. 22 outfield assists in center.
Russell Martin hitting .217 with 10 home runs and 21 RBIs. We'll bounce this one to the left side. 2 down. Two quick outs for Parker Bridwell. Bring up Josh Donaldson. Donaldson limited earlier this year. Calf strain that was lingering. Both he and Adrian Beltre had to deal with that calf strain. First one's down and away. 242. 12 doubles, 10 home runs, 30 runs batted in. 61st game of the year for Josh. Two balls, no strikes.
Good spot there on the 2-0 count, especially when you have a hitter sitting fastball, but a perfect spot with that fastball from Bridwell.
Back outside, hits his spot, 2-2.
And now is a chance he can throw either his slider or his cut fastball in that same plane. See if he can get Donaldson to chase and get a swing and miss.
Full count. Justin Smoke's on deck.
Well, he's had a great year for the Jays.
3-2 on the way. Donaldson pops it up behind the plate on the first base side. Maldonado calling for it. Parker Bridwell with a 1-2-3 bottom of the first. We're headed to the second. No score. Chevy dealers find new roads. Scoreless as we start the second here at the Rogers Center on this beautiful night. Roof is open. Gotta like that. It is a beautiful 22 degrees here at the Rogers Center.
It sounds chilly.
Oh, yeah. That would be Celsius. Don't ask me to convert it.
Yes, I will ask.
I would imagine it's probably in the low 70s.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be the whole time here. Low to mid 70s. They've had a lot of rain. Talking to even Joe Smith earlier today, a lot of rain. Not many games with this roof has been open this season.
Simmons, Calhoun, and Maldonado for the Angels here in the second. J. Happ gave up a leadoff double to Escobar in the first to start the game, then struck out Trout, Pujols, and Crone. Trout looking, the other two swinging. Angleton continuing his torrid pace in the month of July. Takes upstairs 3-1. 382 average this month. 419 on base percentage. 588 slugging. So that's an OPS over 1,000. 5 doubles, 3 home runs, 9 runs batted in. 3-1. Fouled this one off.
You look at his numbers in the month of July as compared to some of the greats in the American League and how well he compares with them. Altuve with a .494 batting average in July. George Springer looked like he's on the disabled list hitting over 400, but Anthony Simmons .382 in the month of July.
He'll shoot this one out to right. Bautista's there. One away. Currently, pitchers, position players, both leagues ranks 5th in baseball in wins above replacement WAR. 5.1. Altuve leading the way. 6. Then Scherzer and Sale. Aaron Judge, then Andrelton Simmons.
Yeah, we're talking to a lot of people downstairs. When you put up great players and make comparisons, you can make an argument top 10 in the American League at least as far as MVP voting for Andrelton Simmons, what he has done with the glove. 13 stolen bases, and he's swung the bat extremely well this season. One of the top players in all of baseball. He is fun to watch.
I'll tell you what, it's getting overlooked too. When you talk about overall numbers. 0-1 pitches outside, 1-1. I was doing that earlier today, looking up Andrelton's numbers and where he's ranking. He's #1 overall in defensive WAR across baseball. But you start looking at Jose Altuve's numbers. Nobody's talking about Jose Altuve.
Yeah. Everyone's talking about Aaron Judge as far as that.
But Jose Altuve right now would have to be the leader in the clubhouse for MVP.
I think so. Best record in the American League by far. His road numbers are just unreal.
Cole hits one out toward right center field. Hit well. Pilar giving chase, and at the track will make the catch. You'll never know with Kevin Pilar out there. Cole gave it a ride, but tracked down by the Blue Jays center fielder, 2 down.
And that angle he took to get to that baseball well was hit well off the bat by Cole. He's got that foot down, and the barrel of the bat drives it out right towards that 400-foot sign, but Pilar runs it down just in front of the wall.
Martin Maldonado takes down and away. He's hitting .243 with 11 home runs and 29 runs batted in. Habs coming off a loss at Cleveland. Gave up 7 runs 9 hits as Maldonado picks up a 2-out single. Those are 6 innings. His July 23rd start. Last 2 starts have been out of the road, Boston and Cleveland. Has 1 win at home this year.
And ERA over 4. When you look at his career numbers against the Eagles, 1-5 with a 6.52 ERA. That last start against the Eagles when he only gave up 1 earned run in 6 innings pitched. Last September. And you're going to see a lot of fastballs from him. He pitches inside well, he elevates, he'll sink a fastball. For as much as we talk about how maybe velocity on the fastball is going up, but the amount of pitches fastballs thrown is going down. Not with Happ, he throws a ton of them. That was a pretty good pitch, didn't get called. Talk about hitting the spot right in the middle of the plate. Not called a strike.
Robinson 2 for 16. Time was called. Kind of late.
Right in the middle of the delivery.
Yeah. Three balls and a strike. Caleb Coward on deck. Just underway. And a walk. So 2-out single followed by the base on balls, puts 2 men on.
Yeah, that whole bad change in the 3rd pitch when it could have been called, easily called a strike. And yesterday, speaking of not real happy with some balls and strikes called, Marcus Stroman, John Gibbons, and Russell Martin all the same game. Gibbons gone first. Then eventually here on a pitch that Marcus Stroman thought he had threw for a strike, wasn't real happy that didn't get called. And you can't argue balls and strikes, you're automatically ejected. He's thrown out of the ball game, and then Russell Martin was thrown out of the game. Battery mates thrown out. Don't happen often. There's a buddy, Joe Smith. Marcus Stroman. Thrown out yesterday. Always a lot of energy during the course of a game he's pitching.
Coward chases upstairs. Has a count even up on him at 1 ball, 1 strike. Caleb 5 for 13. 2 doubles, 2 RBIs. 0 for 3 yesterday with 2 ground outs and a punch out. Maldonado at second, Robinson at first. Just missed it. Two-one count with 2 outs.
Fastballs in, fastballs away, lower part of the strike zone, then elevates his fastball.
Coward pulls on a left to base hit. Maldonado is going to be waved around Pierce's throw goes to third, and the Angels have a 1-0 lead on Caleb's third RBI this season.
Even though Maldonado's running, it's a good read by Ron Renicky. As he sees Pierce has to go to his throwing side, so that makes it more difficult to get in a good throwing position, hit towards the left field corner. Another good swing from Caleb Coward. A 93-mile-an-hour fastball brought his hands inside that baseball very well and lines it to left field. And he's being waved home by Ron Renicky because he read that ball off the bat, and what Pierce would have to do in left field, scores easily. First run of the game. Tell you what, so far when you look at the swings we've seen from Caleb Cowart this season, he is really under control with his swing. Short through the baseball, both sides of the plate.
One ball, one strike. Good speed now on the bases. Robinson at third base. And Coward at first. Double that Escobar had in the first inning, his 18th of the year.
Well, the outfielders for the Blue Jays bunched together. A lot of room on both lines, whether it's a left field line or right field line for Yunel Escobar. And you mentioned with that speed on the bases, it's a ball in either line like that, 2 runs could score rather easily.
Two on pitch. Escobar fouls it back out of fastball. Looks comfortable against J. Happ.
It's unusual when you think about it, though. It is 3 for 20 in his career coming into the game. And you're right, he's on his pitches so far.
Or maybe just having that maintenance day off yesterday. Maybe tune him back.
That is your favorite word.
Maintenance day.
Yes.
2-2 pitch. And that is foul. Trout on deck. 2-out rally. Maldonado with a single, Robinson a walk, and Coward with an RBI single. Boys looking for more. 1-0 here in the second. Full count. Base runners will get a head start.
Pitch number 30 of the inning for Happ.
Runners go. 3-2 is inside. They're loaded up for Trout. Second walk of the inning for J. Happ.
That pitch just a little bit off the inside corner. Had some high pitches, tried to get a swing and miss against Escobar. Did not go after him. Ends up working a walk. Big opportunity now for Mike Trout and the Angels here against a guy who has struggled of late and has struggled throughout his career against the Angels. See those 30 pitches thrown in this inning already. His 12 in the first inning. 11 of them strikes.
Trout struck out looking at the first. 0 for 1. Happ will work from the stretch with the bases loaded. Go back inside. Up and in. Throwing darts in the first inning. But Trout, Pujols, and Crawl locating whenever he wanted to. Or needed to. All of a sudden it's kind of gotten away from J. Happ here in the second. 1-0 pitch. 2-0. That one's off the plate. Good old Gibby. Sensing a grand slam.
I like a 2-0 count against a guy that throws nothing but fastballs. Oh. Tried to bring his hands inside on that one.
2-1. For some reason, I just still like this matchup here.
Well, good career numbers for Trout. Just got it inside enough where Trout couldn't get the barrel of the baseball and drive that one a long way.
2 balls, 1 strike. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
Back inside.
2-2.
So far, he's been pretty effective tonight going fastball in against Trout. Mentioned 4 for 12 in his career against him coming into tonight with 4 RBI. Still looking for his first home run against him.
.46 total pitches so far through an inning and 2/3. Angels making half work here in the second. Now the 2-2. Way outside. Full count.
Tried to sink that fastball, turned the wrist over, and that went well out of the strike zone. Got to believe he's going to try to go inside.
Get the merry-go-round going with all the base runners taking off.
We'll see how much he has struggled in his last 3 starts. Nearing well over 6.
There's the 3-2. Trout fouls it down the first base side, and it'll reach the seats. So reset and do it again.
Boy, all the pitches in this at bat, basically upper part of the strike zone against Trout. Trout hitting .308 versus fastballs this season with 10 home runs. More so, really crushes low fastballs as compared to that high 4-seam fastball.
Runners take off again. 3-2, and he walked up. 2-0 Angels. 3rd walk of the inning. Angel Hernandez kind of staring out at Jay Happ. Jay Happ,
he might be thrown out of his game. You can never argue a ball on a strike.
Here comes John Gibbons. Told Gibbons twice now to go back to the dugout.
Yeah, he's going to be thrown out here if you don't get back quickly. Maybe trying to protect his player. He'd rather be thrown out of the game than have Happ be thrown out.
Russell Martin makes the slow walk out to the mound.
See where this pitch is at? Just a bit off the inside corner. A borderline pitch right here would be pretty interesting if it's not called and going Happ's way.
Trout, by the way, picks up his 43rd run batted in. Albert takes a strike. Oh, the old derisive round of applause by the home team crowd. Never happens.
No, I think they're just excited.
Albert struck out in the first inning. 0-2.
Albert Pujols with some solid numbers this season with the bases loaded and throughout his career with 14 grand slams and 429 this season with 15 RBI with the bases loaded. Being challenged now, being behind in this count though, 0-2.
.02 pitch. Albert takes upstairs.
That's almost close to the pitch that he got Albert to swing at the first at bat.
Half ready, the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nice play by Russell Martin. Keep in mind, there's not a whole lot of room here between home plate and the backstop, but heck of a play by Martin on that fastball.
Yeah, high fastball, anticipating being in, and it's off the plate away. That's real difficult to reach up and catch.
Caleb Coward at third. Yunel Escobar at second. Mike Trout at first. A 2-2 count. 53 total pitches now for Happ. Albert fouls it back. And this all came about on Martin Maldonado's 2-out single to right field. That's how it started. Action in the Jays bullpen. Two again. Albert nowhere close to the strike zone. Goes down swinging and leaves them loaded. 2-0 Angels as we head to the bottom of the second. Parker Bridwell back on the mound on a 1-2-3 first. Between innings, Jay Happ after the strikeout of Pujols came down to talk to Angel. Probably Gooby, I would imagine, saying, "Hey, I wasn't talking. I wasn't trying to show you off."
That is a very good move, a veteran move by Happ to be able to go out there and diffuse it at this point. And Angel Hernandez, we've both had conversations with a real good guy, but there seems to be some times during the course of games where this gets out of control and heated against him. But one of the nicest guys you'll ever talk to. Good decision by Happ just to go back and say, okay, maybe I'm wrong on that one. I'm just going to try to be close. I need those calls on the corner.
Smoke, Morales, and Pierce for Toronto here in the second. Justin Smoke at .297 batting average, 28 home runs, 68 RBIs, and hits a one-hopper to Caleb, who knocks it down. Nice play by Coward. One away.
Talk about squaring up a baseball. Smoke was able to do that. Coward able to stay in front of that baseball enough to knock it down. It's a rocket, one hopper. He's working earlier today. Each and every day we've seen him so far. 3 days in Cleveland, here today in Toronto, working on his fielding as he takes over a new position, normally a third baseman.
Here's Kendrys Morales, DH, hitting .257, 20 home runs, 56 runs batted in. He will take a strike. Angel saying I think Kendricks went around there. 0-2.
Certainly looked like he did.
Tapper foul.
Kendricks Morales always has hit the fastball so well. Batting average versus the fastball this season, a .320 hitter. 15 home runs. When we look at the numbers versus secondary pitches, though, just a 186. That's versus slider, cutter, changeup. 4 home runs. A big difference in his swings versus fastball and all speed.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Shift on with Kendricks at the plate. Cowher down in shallow right. Out toward left and hit well. Shane Robinson going back and near the track and almost close to the wall. Makes the catch, 2 outs.
Take a look at our Cardinals cam replay. Pierce yesterday on a 3-2 count with the bases loaded, score tied, walk-off for Pierce against Oakland, completing a 4-game sweep. Grand slam fashion for Pierce. Well, when you look at Bridwell this season, what he has done versus his fastball and then his slider and even his cutter, a little bit different type numbers, similar break form, but 288 batting average versus his fastball this season, 154 versus slider, 425 cutter. And the reason why that's significant, a slider and a cutter, very similar break, but it's the speed of those pitches is the difference. His cutter is going to be 90 to 92. His slider, though, low 80s. He's been more effective with that than he has with his cutter.
Pierce fouls it back. Count remains at 2-2. Pierce came in batting .268. 7 doubles, 9 home runs, 28 RBIs. Full count. Here's the payoff. This just popped up. First base side. Thrown into foul territories there. And Bridwell with a 1-2-3 shutdown inning. We'll head to the 3rd inning. Halos on top 2-0. Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is being brought to you by Metro Nissan. Doing it right. 2-0. Halos out top. You want to go on top there?
No.
Come on. Let's go.
I'll wave at you.
One time. Don't be scared.
Yeah.
You're scared to get a dog.
Look, I just got one. It's got a puppy. That's why I'm not scared anymore.
Crumb, Simmons, and Calhoun for the Angels here in the third. CJ struck out there in the first inning, 0 for 1. He'll sky this one out to right. One down. Bounce to the left side. Donaldson cuts in front. 2 down. Bring in Cole Calhoun. Hey, join the Angels Friday, August 4th. A week from tonight. A's are in town. Fans in attendance that night will receive a Tron MVP season bobblehead, second in a series of 3, and it's courtesy of Pechanga Resort and Casino. And of course, it is while supplies last. More information, go to Angels.com.
Trout's birthday's not that far after that day. August 7th.
Calhoun 0 for 1. Fly ball to center. Gave it a ride, and Pilar tracked it down on the warning track. Hey, it's Hall of Fame weekend.
Yes, it is. All meeting right now. What a few the Hall of Famers are working their way out there. Cooperstown.
It's just on me. I'm looking out here at Rogers Center, and I see the the Ring of Honor. I see first one on down the right field line, Roberto Alomar. That's right. Tim Raines, Jeff Bagwell, Pudge Rodriguez.
It's a pretty good class.
John Schuerholz.
Yes.
Bud Selig.
Looking forward to John Schuerholz's speech.
You think he'll mention you?
Well,
by name?
Yeah, probably because he goes, well, I have a few more gray hairs because I drafted him. One of the great people you'll ever meet, John Schuerholz.
1-2. Cole bounces it to second. Happ settles down, throws more strikes here in the third inning. The Angels will take their 2-0 lead to the bottom of the third.
Trucks talk about textbook on the relay play. Trout to Andrelton Simmons, to a perfect throw to Juan Gratterall, blocks the plate, holds on to the baseball with a collision at the plate. Perfect throw from Simba. Gets that out at the plate, or Sella thrown out on a perfect relay from Trout. Simmons to Gratterall. Trout's second outfield assist of the season. And the angle that Andrelton Simmons threw that baseball right on that line at third base side of the plate. Perfect. Get that out at the dish.
Bouncer toward the middle. Coward to his right has it. Off balance throw, and they get to Lewinsky, and he stumbles and grabs his right leg immediately.
Boy, it's been a battle to stay healthy for Tulowitzki. He's always played the game hard. That doesn't look good. But what a play by Coward. See where Coward is playing, but he's got to go to the shortstop side of the base, and that arm he has got a lot on that throw to be able to get Tulowitzki at first base. What a play. Oh, you can see how the ankle turned as he hit the front of the base, trying to beat out that infield hit. And straight down for Tulowitzki. Already missed 65 games with a hamstring issue. Hopefully just turn that ankle over. Always been a big fan of the way Tulowitzki plays the game of baseball. One of the toughest players you're going to see. Hopefully he'll be all right.
I mean, a good sign that while he's being helped off, at least kind of putting some of his own weight on it. Clearly a lot of pain.
Trying to put a little bit more weight on it as he's walking towards the dugout, but still not a discomfort. What an outstanding play in range in that throwing arm for Caleb Coward. Transitioning over that second base position. Worked really hard. It's paying off, that hard work.
Kevin Pillar, the center fielder, hitting .244. Will take outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That hard cutter.
Got it working. Parker has faced 7, retired all 7. Two now. That's in the dirt. Full count.
Brewell's been very, very good in his last 3 starts. ERA under 2, 1.86. 3-to-1 ratio as far as walks to strikeouts too.
lifted out to left. Not very deep. Robinson has to come in on it. 2 down.
If you're a young pitcher and you're watching our game home tonight, you just got to love the pace that Bridwell has. So important for your defense. So important even for umpires to play along with you too. When you're working quickly, everyone around you better.
Ground ball foul. Ryan Goins, second baseman, hitting .207, 13 doubles, a triple, 4 home runs, and 35 runs batted in. Oh, 2. Ground ball back up the middle. Simmons was shading that way. So Parker Bridwell has faced 9 batters. First time through the order, he's retired all 9. One of the 4th. Angels on top 2-0.
Kia Sorrento, the Jays, third best record as far as best records versus AL West this season. Cleveland, we just saw them 19-7 versus the West. The Astros have been real good against their division mates, 31-14. Overall, though, Toronto, you take away what they've done against the AL West, well below 500.
Defensive change for the Blue Jays. We'll get that to you after the pitch. Martin Maldonado settles in. First one's inside. Darwin Barney takes over at second base. He will bat Troy Tulowitzki's spot in the order. Ryan Goins moves over from second to third, or pardon me, second to short. Maldonado started the rally for the Angels in the second with a 2-out single to right. He scored one of the 2 runs. Fouled off. It's 2-1.
A good piece of hitting by Maldonado. That first hit back going the other way. 2-out single that got it all rolling. Some help from Happ with 3 walks.
Down and in. 3-1 count.
So if he keeps that every other inning pattern going. First inning pretty solid after a leadoff double, 3 strikeouts, struggled with command in the second. 1-2-3 inning in the third, but here in the fourth, behind in the count, 3-1 to Martin Maldonado.
Full count now. Good crowd on this beautiful Friday night here in Toronto. The opening game of a 3-game set. Second and final meeting between these two teams. And a leadoff walk to start the fourth. Hey, join the Angels Tuesday, August 8th as they take on the Orioles at 7:07, and fans in attendance will receive a cooled mesh hat courtesy of Chevron Extra Mile while supplies last. For more information on that, go to angels.com.
A cool mesh hat.
Yeah. As opposed to the non-cool version. Shane Robinson worked a walk in the second and scored the second run for the Angels. He'll take a strike. 4 walks for Jay Happ, season high for him this year. One. 1-2. Got the bottom part of the zone.
Very different approach to Shane Robinson we've seen against Albert Pujols and Mike Trout. All 3 pitches in this sequence for Happ against Robinson, lower part of the strike zone. Almost all the pitches to Trout and Pujols have been upper part of the strike zone.
Robinson takes a strike. 1 down.
Runs this fastball right on the inside corner at 93, freezing Shane Robinson.
Coward with an RBI single is 1 for 1. Bouncer off the glove, redirects towards Goins. He can't come up with it.
Boy, that's going to be a routine double play. That is why, as a pitcher, you always look back to see where your middle infielders are set up. Even though you're always thinking fielding your position, but if you look back and see where your fielders are at, that's going to be a routine double play ball. Instead, it ends up being an infield hit for Caleb Coward. He'll take it.
I don't understand why Goins has to go to the bare hand. His only place to first base. Take your time and glove it. If he comes up with the glove, it's an easy transfer and at least get the out at first.
He's got a good arm also.
The Angels will take it though. 2 on, 1 out. Here's Escobar.
That's why you always take a peek exactly where your infielders are set up. You have to go the glove side, reach back if you had to go the other way on a ground ball, but if you have your infielders set up there, you just let it go.
No balls, 2 strikes. Escobar on board twice, a double and a walk. This one's out to right field. Bautista coming in. 2 down. So Maldonado back to second. Cowart to first. And here comes Trout. Mike struck out looking in the first and walked with the bases loaded the second, picking up his 43rd RBI. Ground ball toward the hole. Goins can't come up with it. Maldonado's going to be waved around once again. The throw from Pierce to the plate is not in time. 3-0 Angels. Trout with the RBI single.
And aggressive on the first pitch once again. Back-to-back at bats for Trout to do so. 2 RBI in the game now for Trout, picking up his first hit. 1 for 2. 44 RBI now on the season.
Good read by Cowart too to get to third base.
Shore through the baseball once again. Pierce charged that one well. Yeah, good read. Cowart's really done a lot of things very well. Maldonado with the head first slide in the home plate, scored a 3rd run of the game. See if Albert can bring Happ into the strike zone here.
0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Take down and in. Albert 0 for his last 18 now. Remember, he had a 3-hit game Saturday night against Boston. Made it out in his last plate appearance of that game. Did not play Sunday. Hitless in the series against Cleveland. Now 0 for 2 here tonight. Drives this one out to center field. Pilar comes in, goes back, and almost misplays that one. Either that or he timed the excitement perfectly. The Angels get a run. It's 3-0 Halos as we head to the bottom of the 4th. UFC 214. It'll be Daniel Cormier and John Jones taking each other on and perhaps out in the co-main event. While FXX has the prelims covered with number 3 Ricardo Lamas facing number 15 Jason Knight in the featherweight division. Coverage begins at 4 Pacific on FXX.
Yeah, they seem to be pretty good friends.
I'm sure we can find a place to watch that here.
That's right.
Day game tomorrow, day game on Sunday. Top of the order coming up for Toronto: Bautista, Martin, and Donaldson. First one is in for a strike. Marco Bridwillis faced 9. He's retired all 9 with 1 strikeout.
He had 42 pitches thrown, 27 of them strikes for Bridwell so far.
Big swing and a foul back.
One of the few mistake pitches so far for Bridwell, and Bautista was on it but fouled it off.
One, two. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball. Took enough off. That's the second strikeout of the night. Both of Bautista.
Yeah, that's that wicked slider, too. Talk about the batting average versus his slider this season. 154 coming into the game. Second time he's got Bautista to swing and miss at a slider away. Great location. And at bat, 123 batting average for Bautista of late. He's not seen the ball real well. With that swing, you can see why expand the zone against him.
Russell Martin grounded out to Escobar in the first.
Now there's the cut fastball. Stays under control with his cutter too.
Two now. Ground ball short off the end of the bat.
Well, that's a great sequence. Credit Martin Maldonado too. A cutter away, then you follow up with a fastball away off the end of the bat for Martin. Routine ground ball to Anderson Simmons. Talk a lot about what he's done on the offensive side this year, Maldonado, how great he is throwing the baseball and framing pitches, but his ability to call the game, very, very good. Boy, between Maldonado and Simmons, I think there's a great chance the way it's going right now that both of those can win a Gold Glove in the American League this season.
Oh, for sure. Donaldson takes just outside. He popped out in foul territory in the first inning. 0 for 1. Three balls, no strikes. Corner. Donaldson takes a walk. First base run of the game comes with 2 outs. 2 out, 3 pass.
I almost would have checked him right away on that one. They said no, but it took a while to check that. See if he went on the swing on the pitch. From this angle, I was able to hold up on it.
So Parker will work from the stretch for the first time. He'll face Justin Smoke. Smoke the baseball leading off the second, but right to Caleb Coward. Switch hitting first baseman takes downstairs.
Always difficult that first time in the stretch. You're deeper in the ball game.
To it out. And that is ripped to right field. That's the first hit of the game. Going to third is Donaldson. He'll be stopped right there. Smoke with a long single. And the Blue Jays have runners out the corners with 2 outs here in the fourth for Kendricks.
Nice job by Cole getting that in quickly. You still have a force out at second base. And a ground ball hitting the hole. Well, he's really hit a fastball well. We've always been a guy that can drive a high fastball right off the wall. Cole gets it in quickly. But you still keep that force out in order at second.
Kendricks drove one deep to left, but tracked down by Robinson in the second inning. Coward out in shallow right. Simmons up the middle. 1-0.
Changeups that Bridwell has thrown. They've been really starting off well, throwing a lot of strikes. 3 batters in a row. He has started off the bat 2-0.
Kendricks skies one out toward right center. It'll stay in the ballpark. Had some sound. It's got some height to it, but not enough distance. Bridwell allows 2 base runners with 2 outs and leaves them stranded. We're through 4 here in Toronto. Halos on top 3-0.
Is being brought to you by the all-new 2017 Subaru Impreza. Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 28 miles per gallon. More than a car, it's a Subaru. By Heffernan Insurance Brokers, insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com.
Halos up 3-0 as we start the 5th. C.J. Cron to lead things off. He'll be followed by Andrelton Simmons and Cole Calhoun in the opener of this 3-game series. Jay Happ, 5 strikeouts, 4 walks, 5 hits allowed. Cron flips one out to center. First pitch swinging. CJ's 0 for 2, pardon me, 0 for 3 on the night. It's the first out here in the 5th. There's Andrelton Simmons, a fly ball to right field, and a ground ball to third. 2-1.
Simmons had a good fastball count, had a good hack at it. Fastball numbers for him this year. 346 batting average versus a fastball. Still pretty solid versus slider, curve, and change, in which Happ throws.
3-1.
Another fastball from Happ. His numbers just under 350 with 5 home runs. 270 versus that slider, curve, and change this season with 4 home runs for Simba. Fastball count.
Now toward right. Bautista back a couple of steps. 2 down. Two outs, nobody out for Cole. Hit a fly ball to center in the second inning. Grounded down. The second baseman in the third. 3-0. We're in the fifth. Foul back. Jekyll and Hyde tonight for Jay Happ.
He's had some real quick innings on these odd innings, first, third, and fifth. First inning, 12 pitches. Third inning, 7 here, 9 pitches in the fifth, but 43 in the second, even 19 in the fourth.
2-1. Broken bat roller. Barney has it. Halos are down in order for the second time tonight. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth inning. 3-0 Angels. Los Angeles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP.
Oh yeah, that looks really fun,
doesn't it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it. I'd go up to CN Tower, but I wouldn't do that.
No.
Why?
Yeah, I'm guessing. What? You still get a good view normally.
This was lifted down the right field line. Long run for Cole, crossing into foul territory. 1 down. You like those. 1 pitch, 1 out. Pierce retired. He's 0 for 2 on the night.
Good route by Cole. Good angle. You get those quick outs. Now, you mentioned early in the game about how similar as far as the offense and the numbers are between the two. Both teams coming in this game 241 batting average as a team. Jays with 420 runs scored this season. The Angels 419. On base percentage fairly close. Slugging percentage a little bit higher for Toronto, but still pretty close. All those offensive numbers.
Thing is, too, when you look at that team batting average, the split, righty lefty, they're both 241, 241. That doesn't happen too often. Right down the middle. Blue Jays have hit 221 with men in scoring position. Angels at 247.
And even on the topic of conversation in the pregame show today was what's the difference between the Jays this season as compared to last? Obviously, health has been an issue. Donaldson missing quite a few games. Same thing with Tulowitzki. But batting average last year, 248 for the Jays. 241, we mentioned that. Home run total, granted, that was over a full season. 221 home runs. 134 this year. Maltese is going to settle in around the same amount of home runs this season. 16, he had 20 last year. 22, I think it was. Encarnacion not here. 42 home runs.
That's a big bat missing.
Yes. Even though Kendrys Morales has done a nice job, 42 home runs over 120 RBIs is a huge difference.
Barney takes outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Kendricks has really had a lot of big home runs late in games for the Jays this year. But still, look at numbers. We just talked about that in Cleveland with Encarnacion as far as tops in baseball.
So down to right center field. Trout calling for it. 2 down.
That was the home run ball.
They got hot last year. They had a 16-win month of July, 16 and 8. Then they went 17 and 11 in August. Then they really cooled down in September. 11 and 16. They had a nice little stretch going.
Certainly still been drawing a lot of fans here to the games. Big crowd here again tonight.
Kevin Pillar got up to a great start. Saw where his numbers are now.
Boy, potentially 2 one-pitch outs in this inning for Bridwell.
We'll take that. 1, 2, 3, 5th. 5 in the books here in Toronto. 3-0 Angels.
Coors Light on this date, 2005. John Figgins and Darren Erstad each tied a club record with 8 at-bats in a 19-inning game here at Toronto, which The Jays won 2-1. Mando Hudson with the walk-off hit. Scott Shields picked up the loss, but I remember that game very well. 19 innings. There was a lot of up and downs. 1, 2, 3 innings from the 8th to 9th inning on in that game. Ended up going 19 for Toronto won it here in Rogers Center.
Jay Happ back out. At a 1-2-3 fifth. Maldonado, Robinson, and Coward for the Angels here in the 6th inning.
2 runs scored in this game for Maldonado. Base hit and walk.
This one's down toward right. Long run for Bautista. Will get there. 1 down. Hey, join the Angels this summer for Family Sunday. Visit the Gate 5 courtyard for fun activities, and after the game, kids in attendance get to run the bases. For more information on Family Sunday presented by Colt Probiotic Drink, just go to angels.com.
A few Angel fans made their way up here to Toronto.
Jay Robinson, a walk and a strikeout. Also scored a run. Reaching for it, a little weak ground ball to second. 2 outs. Six straight retired now by Happ since giving up the RBI single to Trout in the 4th. Caleb Coward, a couple of singles. So picked up an RBI in the 2nd. Bouncer back to the mound. Dominic Leone will have to wait another 1, 2, 3 inning for Jay Happ. 3-0 Halos.
That on the road, not an easy place to pitch either. Yankee Stadium, Fenway Park, Target Field at that point playing very well, and here at Rogers Center where this team hits the ball very well.
Going to lead things off. 9-1-2 for Toronto here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Parker with 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit allowed. That was the long single to Justin Smoke in the 4th inning. Gave up a 2-out walk to Donaldson, and that was followed up by that single. That's been it. thus far. Goins, the second baseman to start. Now the shortstop with Tulowitzki out. Grounded out his first time up. This one's out towards center. Trout's there.
And going back to my Hyundai key for this game, talk about a total team effort here so far. Working man, putting a working man's effort through both on the mound here for Parker Bridwell's. Worked some walks to score 3 runs. The defense has been there behind him. Total team effort so far. Working hard. Finally get a W here on this road trip.
Native of Hereford, Texas, outside of Amarillo. Angels acquired him back in April. The Baltimore Orioles. What a find he has been. Bautista has struck out twice. Ground ball to short. 2 down.
Tell you what, when you watch Parker Bridwell, Victor, I mean, he's such, we talk to him so often, such a polite young man, but when you look at his eyes, when he's focusing in on the target, he is a guy that's meaning all business. Simmons, another great play at short. Defense has won her in the last 19 games, has been very solid.
A little flare out to right field off the bat of Russell Martin, a 2-out single. He's 1 for 3.
Stayed back towards the end of the bat. We'll fight that in the right field for a base hit. Again, aggressive swinging because Bridwell's been around the plate pretty much the whole night, except for that at bat for Donaldson back in the 4th, which he walked him. Got to believe Donaldson may be looking first pitch fastball himself right now, so you got to locate it well if you're Bridwell.
Donaldson 0 for 1 with a walk and a pop-up. Takes a strike.
Speaking of locating a fastball well, that's perfect spot for Bridwell. Another good spot on the fastball from Bridwell. Doesn't overthrow pitches, stays under control. Pretty compact mechanics.
One ball, 2 strikes. Martin over at first. Mistake pitch.
Yeah, I was going to say that was a mistake pitch. This breaking ball, instead of going down the way, right over the heart of the plate, a pretty good hack at it by Donaldson.
Called strike 3. Down goes Donaldson. And the 6th is in the books. We're off to the 7th. The Angels on top.
Limited baseball break brought to you by T-Mobile. Chicago Cubs leading now Milwaukee by a game and a half in that Central. The trail Milwaukee 1-0 in the third inning. They've been playing great baseball. David Price put on the disabled list for Boston. They've been struggling 1-4 in the last 5. They trailed Kansas City at home 4-1 in the 5th inning.
Dominic Leone takes over on the mound here at the top of the 7th. Jay Happ is done. Leone on the season 2-0 with a 2.56 ERA. This will be his 39th game of the year. Top of the order, Yunel Escobar. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, Leone's fastball is going to be 92 to 96 range. Will throw a slider, cutter. There's a lot of cutters. Nearly 40% of his pitches are cut fastballs.
One-two count. You now 1 for 2 with a double, a walk, and a fly ball to right. Lays off. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He is definitely entertaining, Escobar.
Yeah. Blue Jays claiming Leone off waivers from the Diamondbacks this past offseason. 25 games last year, was 0-1 with a 6.33 ERA. 2-2. Ground ball to the right side. That's Barney. One away.
One-time Gold Glove winner for the Chicago Cubs.
Trout at the plate. Oh, there's some angel love up in the hotel here in center field. The Renaissance Hotel. Love it.
That's cool.
See if Trout can get one up there.
If anybody could probably do a Trout.
That's got to be. I wonder what that would be.
Not quite. Well,
that's got to be 600, right?
Yeah.
550, 575, 550 to 600 feet. Now that's left center field. That's straight left center field.
It's like Canseco territory. That one home run he hit.
His was down the line, though.
Just a routine ball down the line.
And I believe it was aided. Or oided. One. Ground ball over short. 2 down. Take a look at the Honda probables. A couple of day games left for the Angels. Tomorrow it'll be a bullpen day. Yusmeiro Petit will get the start. Francisco Liriano, his name's been thrown about quite a bit as far as a potential trade target.
Kansas City really is targeting him as far as their rotation.
Then you got Chavez, Valdez. The Ezas going on Sunday. Albert 0 for 3. Pujols, a couple of strikeouts and a fly ball to center. 1-1. Gets this one out to left. Not very deep. Going to shortstop, going out. Halos down in order. That's 10 straight retired by Blue Jays pitching. Stretch time here in Toronto. It's a 3-0 Angels lead. Sports West is being brought to you by Hyundai. There's no better time to buy a new Hyundai than now. See your local Hyundai dealer or visit buyhyundai.com. Bottom of the 7th here at the Rogers Center. Halos up by the score of 3-0. Justin Smoke to lead things off. Parker Bridwell, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 2 hits allowed. Smoke has one of them. Base it to right field. Out to right again. Here comes Cole. He'll make the running catch. Smoke has hit the baseball hard all 3 times.
And early in the game, speaking of a nice defense play, that was going by Cole back in the 3rd inning. Tulowitzki thought he had a base hit. Caleb Cowart. What a play, showing great range. A perfect throw over the one-hop throw over the first to get Tulowitzki, who got hurt on that play. What a defensive play. Top-tier play brought to you by Arco by Cowart.
One ball, 1 strike.
Still keeping that great pace.
Good pitch down and in.
Good changeup. He's got a good fade changeup. Bridwell doesn't throw it a ton, but good arm speed on it. Hitters are reading, thinking fastball. It's going to be around 83, 84 range. 6 1/3, 1 walk, just 2 hits allowed.
Double tapped by Kendricks. Down goes Morales, 2 outs.
Great location, backdoor breaking ball by Bridwell. 4th punch out. Way out in front, 78-mile-an-hour breaking ball. Changes speeds with his slider very well.
Pierce will look at a strike. Left fielder popped out to Crone his first time up. Fly ball to right in the 5th. One. Out to right, not very deep. There's Cole. 7 complete. Parker Bridwell's been stellar. He's got a 3-0 lead.
Of this 3-game series between the Halos and the Blue Jays as we head to the top of the 8th inning. Angels looking good behind Parker Bridwell, up 3-0. Kent French back with you. Don't forget, following the game, it's Angels Live, presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers with myself and Jose Mota. And fellas, we might just do it from right up here. This is the WestJet flight deck. It opened a couple years ago, standing room only, 3 levels of sheer fun. All you got to do is have a ticket to the game, buy it in the rafters, first come, first serve. You get here, have a lot of fun. Everybody just loves to talk baseball and even a little hockey, so I might hang around for a while. Fellas, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Frenchie.
Standing Frenchie. He is the man of the people.
If they let Frenchie in there, anybody can go in there. Always great to see him out there having fun. Crone, Simmons, and Calhoun for the Angels here in the 8th. CJ strike out, a couple of fly ball outs. 0 for 3. Two balls, 1 strike. Bridwell with this outing tonight matches a career high as far as innings. Back-to-back starts, which has gone 7.
So impressive for the youngster. His 89 pitches through 7 innings.
Foul. Crone goes down, swinging for the first down. MLB.com's At Bat is your #1 mobile app for live Angels baseball. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Get Angels home screen icons and app features, as well as game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcast, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com At Bat. Do it today. Today? Got the wave rolling here at the Rogers Center. writers have disdain for the wave. Who really cares?
Why? It's a fan's game, right?
Yeah.
And they're enjoying doing the wave at the game.
You watch Twitter, especially during a game, you see writers complaining about people doing the wave. I mean, seriously?
And they're having fun. That's what you want to see at a ballpark.
I just think when that happens, you probably had a bad pregame meal. Never get between a baseball writer and his pregame meal.
No.
3-0. That's a good first strike. 3-1. Simmons 0 for 3. Couple of fly ball outs and a ground ball. Strike on the inside part of the plate. Just got the inside corner. Full count. Calhoun on deck. Time called. Two. Oh, a little flare out to right field. That is fair. Simmons is going to go to second base. Good throw by Bautista, but a one-out double for Andrelton Simmons, his 24th of the season.
Yeah, that's when you know you still have it working as far as swinging the bat. Makes contact, and those things happen. He doesn't strike out a whole lot. That's a perfect pitch. Yet he's able to put it in play and lands right on that line for a double. 24th double, 36th extra base hit this season.
Gibbons coming out. Cole coming up. It's going to match up. Pitching change. We are in the top of the 8th. Halos up 3-0. So far, Caleb Cowher with a couple of singles in the number 9 spot. He's also picked up an RBI. You got Escobar, Trout, Simmons, and Maldonado. The only extra base hit, the Simmons double that chased Dominic Leone, who had an inning in the 3rd. He's responsible for Simmons standing at second base. Matt Dermody takes over on the mound. The left-hander, 27-year-old Iowa native, pitching his 3rd big league game with the Blue Jays this season. He's gone 2/3 of an inning, 4 hits, 5 runs, 1 strikeout, 1 walk.
Dermody's fastball is 90-94, slider, those quite a few sliders, and a changeup.
Good numbers down at AAA. 5-1 with a 3.29 ERA, 32 games. takes a strike. Calhoun 0 for 3. Simmons delayed steal, and with Donaldson way off the bag, Andrelton goes ahead, swipes it.
Good decision there for Anderson. Simmons does everything well we talked about. Now 14th stolen base. Secondary lead, goes on a delayed steal, gets in there easily. This was hoping he was all right when he slid hard into that base, though. See that ankle slamming into the base, and then the collision contact with Donaldson.
Ball and a strike on Calhoun. No challenge by Toronto.
More likely you're going to see the infield in. Yes, the infield in.
One. Martin set up outside. Cole hits one back up the middle. It's a base hit, 4-0 Angels. Cole with his 45th run batted in.
All important add-on runs, especially here at Rogers Center against this powerful offense for Toronto. Even though at times struggling, you still got to add on. Base hit, good piece of hitting there by Cole. Didn't try to pull it and stay back. Gets through that hole up the middle.
Oh, the situational lefty thing did not work for John Gibbons. He's back out to the mound. And another pitching change. 4-0 Halos here in the 8th. Out. Gibbons goes back out to the pen. Chris Smith takes over on the mound. 28-year-old Louisville, Kentucky native. Pitching his 4th major league game all this year. 3 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. Non-drafted free agent, originally signed by the Yankees back in 2013. Picked up in August of 2015 by Toronto.
Pretty good fastball, 92, 96 range, slider, changeup.
20 games down at AAA this year with a 1-3 mark and a 4.24 ERA. Martin Maldonado at the play with Cole at first. 4-0 Angels. 7 hits tonight for the Halos, 2 for Toronto. Got it through the independent league routes. We're finally getting picked up by New York. A 1. Cue shot back toward the mound. Smith has 2 down. Cole advances to second. So here's Shane Robinson. A walk, a strikeout, a ground ball to second.
Overthrown fastball by Smith. And if you're Shane Robinson, you're tracking away, trying to punch a ball in the right center field.
Two balls, 1 strike. Ground ball off the end of the bat. Smith goes to first base. The Halos are done here in the 8th inning. 11 to bottom of the 8th. It's 4-0 Angels. Parker Bridwell back out. A well-timed start considering it's a bullpen game tomorrow, being started by Yusmeiro Petit. He's gone 7. He'll face the bottom third of the order. Barney, Pilar, Goins. First one's a little bit high. 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, just 2 hits allowed.
Bullpen starting to move and throw down there now for the Angels. Hernandez warming up.
Barney pulls one down the left field line. Leadoff extra base hit for the second baseman, who's 1 for 2. Kevin Pilar coming up. 93 pitches thrown by Parker so far.
That pitch has drifted in the inner part of the plate. Barney did a nice job bringing his hands inside and lines that one down in the corner for a double. Pitches for Bridwell to this point. Very good. Some real quick innings. A couple 10-pitch innings, an 8-pitch inning. Only the 4th. He threw quite a few pitches, 21 of them. Very good so far.
Pilar, fly ball to left, the fly ball to center. 0 for 2. This one's lifted out to left, not very deep. Simmons going out, calling for it. Shane Robinson at the last second finally stops. 1 down.
Big out there for Parker Bridwell. 95 pitches and career high 98 versus the Minnesota Twins on July 5th. So she's going to go to the bullpen now after 95 pitches for Parker Bridwell. What a great game though by Parker tonight. How important he was to put up this type of performance in the 3 tough games in Cleveland. High fives from all of his teammates in the infield, including his manager.
Nice job, 7 1/3, new career high for him. David Hernandez on.
1 out. Man on second for Toronto. Now it's time for the Land Rover above and beyond player of the game. Getting some high fives as he gets back to that dugout. Parker Bridwell, 7 1/3. His 3 hits allowed, some hugs, 1 walk, 4 punch outs. Very good on the road and throughout this season for the Angels. What a job by Parker Bridwell tonight.
David Hernandez takes over on the mound. He's been solid for the Angels since they picked him up. The trade from the Atlanta Braves. 1-0 in a 2.34 ERA. 37th game. Got a man at second. Ryan Goins, the batter. The shortstop takes a strike. Pulled down the line, a glove by a diving C.J. Cron feeds Hernandez, 2 outs.
Well, we talked about the improvement of the defense for C.J. Cron. Good range on that one. Able to dive. That's going to end up being a double and a run scored. Some stress, but instead 2 outs now in the 8th inning. What a play by C.J. Cron. That's down the line. Gets to it. And a good feed over David Hernandez in the 2nd out of the inning. This play. Talking about that defense for the Angels, shining again tonight.
Bautista takes, he's 1 for 3. Check that. 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Two balls, no strikes. Three and 0. There's a strike. That's hit down the line. That's a fair ball. Into the seats. It's a double. And the Blue Jays get on the board. It's 4-1 Angels.
Still always that danger zone against Bautista, inner half of the plate. He was quick on that one, lines it down in that corner for his 18th double. He's in a good hitter's count, turns on a fastball, lines it down in that corner, just inside the line, ground rule double. Get that rate on that to be able to see that point. Isn't it fair? This catch by the fan, by the way, brought a glove to the stadium.
This is line to right field, a base hit. Cole comes charging in, being stopped as Bautista. And David Hernandez giving up back-to-back 2-out hits.
And a great play by C.J. Cron to prevent another. Pitch right down the heart of the plate. Good at bat by Russell Martin.
comes Charles Nagy. First and third, 2 outs. This crowd that was seemingly lifeless with the exception of the wave they had going last inning. It's come to life here in the 8th inning. Blue Jays had a total of 2 hits prior to this 8th. They've got 3 in this frame alone. 2 extra base hits and a single. Now Bud Norris has to crank it up.
We talked about it earlier today, even on the pregame show, how this team does battle well late. The Jays. Bridwell just has to wait and hope through this inning here for David Hernandez. No more runs allowed. Put himself in position to pick up a W.
Donaldson 0 for 2. Outside. Two 0. 2-1.
Borderline pitch called a strike. Could have easily been called a ball there.
Justin Smoke on deck. Donaldson skies one. Crone moving into foul territory near the rail, runs out of room. This one 4 rows deep.
He's trying to stay calm and under control. Parker Bridwell.
Another visit to the mound here by Martin Maldonado. Two. Ground ball back toward the middle. Simmons is there. Flips it over to Cowart, and they get the 3rd out of the inning. Blue Jays get on the board.
Off the bat, Victor, I thought they had a chance to get up the middle. Simmons once again makes a nice play. Flips to second to get the force out.
We're headed to the 9th with the Angels up 4-1.
Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is being brought to you by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica, the new benchmark of minivans. Test drive one at your local Chrysler dealership today.
By Mercury Insurance, we're on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com to get a fast free quote and see how much you can save.
And by your 22 Southern California Mercedes-Benz dealers, committed to delivering the best or nothing.
It's the top of the ninth here at the Rogers Center. Halos up 4-1. The Blue Jays decided that after the 30 seconds were up, they still challenged while we were at commercial break. And the
see right there, the foot's on
yeah.
the base. I'm surprised they challenged that.
I know.
I mean, at this point in the game, you're looking and hoping for something, but he's clearly got his foot on the base.
Well, I mean, if you're looking and hoping for something, then just go ahead and challenge it right away. To me, this whole thing about you have a clock. It's a 30-second clock.
Yes.
If you can't make your decision when the clock strikes zero, I don't know why umpires are walking over to the managers and asking them at that point. If they haven't made the determination to challenge at that point, then it's done.
Yes.
You've lost that opportunity. So we're in not a delay. The Blue Jays never even took the field, so they're just now getting their warm-up pitches on. And you want to talk about delaying games and making games a little bit longer. It's silliness like this.
That was put into place. He had 30 seconds to make that decision.
Yeah.
And once it passes, there's your opportunity, and it's gone.
The other thing that started too is the countdown clock, the between innings clock had also started. That's why we went to commercial break. Coward to lead things off.
Another solid game, all-around game for Caleb today. 2 hits. Some nice defense at second also.
Two for 3, couple of singles and an RBI. Two balls, no strikes. Smith came on. Got the final 2 outs, both on little comebackers to the mound to finish off the 8th inning. Fouled off the mask. Mask went flying off of Russell Martin.
Well, Martin has caught a lot of games and a lot of innings in his career. Right off the mask.
Won't miss that when he's done.
Oh, no.
And that's ripped out to right field. Bautista's not going to get there. It's over his head. One hops the fence. Coward's on his way to second. He'll stop right there. It's a leadoff double.
Boy, continues to impress with another really good swing. Stays back, quiet, and it threw that baseball so well. Pitch on the lower half of the strike zone inside, turns on it, lines it over Bautista's head. 3rd double of the season, 3rd hit of the game.
First 3-hit game of his career.
Just love how he just lets that bat, just lays it on the shoulder, and then he gets through the baseball very well and under control for Coward.
Down the line, fair ball. Escobar will bring home Coward. The Angels get that run back. Back-to-back doubles, 5-1 Angels.
2nd double of the game for Escobar. 19 on the season now, 28 RBI. Back up, break a ball. Hooks it right down the line and by Donaldson for a double and an RBI for Escobar. Coward scores easily.
Here's Trout. Smith throws that pitch again. He's not getting that ball back.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Cuts through it. 0-2. That's out towards center. Kevin Pillar giving chase, and he will track it down. Tagging and heading to third is Escobar. There's the first out of the ninth inning.
Good swing there from Trout. Pillar always with a lot of coverage out in center field. Runs that one down. Good base running though by Escobar to advance to third. Give Albert Pujols a chance for an RBI here. Another good play by Pillar.
Albert 0 for 4. Infield in. He will take a strike. 2 strikeouts, a fly ball to center, and a pop up to short.
Certainly increases your chances of getting a hit with the infield in.
Albert 0 for his last 20 now. Pulls this one over to third. Donaldson backhands it, comes home. Escobar easily out. And they almost turn a double play. If Martin actually comes up quickly, they do turn to double play. So Albert reaches on the fielder's choice, remains hitless. 2 outs now.
We'll try to turn on that one, get it by Donaldson. Donaldson quickly throws to home, and you have to apply the tag. Martin a quick throw over the first. Albert's able to get there. Good play by Donaldson.
Crone launches one out to left. This one is gone. Big fly for C.J. Crone. That thing got out in a hurry. 5th of the season. 7-1 Angels.
His first home run versus a right-handed pitcher this season for C.J. Crone. And you're right, Vic, that ball got out quickly to left center field, right over the 375 sign. 5th home run for Crone of the season. A little backup breaking ball once again, and that ball was crushed. Great sound off the bat and out quickly. Third home run since being recalled from AAA. Last 12 games for Crone.
Ten hits tonight for the Angels. Andrelton shoots one out to right. Long run for Bautista toward the corner. Not going to get there. That'll one-hop the fence. Simmons, he's going to try to go to third. The throw is not in time as it's cut off. So a double and a triple for Simmons in his last 2 at-bats.
What is fastball looking to drive the ball the other way? Another perfect swing for Andrelton Simmons, and he's thinking triple right there. Takes a quick look back to see where that baseball was as compared to Bautista. Slides in there with his 2nd triple this season. 4 extra base hits in this inning for the Angels. Couple doubles, triple, home run.
So Cole up with the man at third. 2 outs. Down and in. Good rip.
Boy, a lot of good swings in this inning.
Two balls, two strikes. Nice block. Cole had an RBI single his last time up. He's 1 for 4. Cole lifts one out the left. Pierce moving toward the foul line. Squeezes it, and third out is recorded. The Angels add 3 here in the ninth. They lead it 7-1 as we head to the bottom of the ninth inning. To 1. And it's Cam Bedrosian taking over here in the ninth, trying to close it out, kind of get back to what he was earlier this year, Gooby. He has really struggled of late, especially that last outing, which he gave up 5 runs against Cleveland. So it'll be his 21st appearance. 2-2 and a 4.66 ERA, 26 strikeouts, 4 walks, and 19 to the third.
I think the one thing to look for Cam is trying to get ahead of the count, hitting his spots, and when he gets ahead, finish off with his breaking ball, the one that gets a swing and miss, not the one that's going to end up being in the strike zone. But working ahead, very important for Cam. Getting back to being aggressive.
Here in the ninth inning, he'll face Smoke, Morales, and Pierce. An opportunity for him to face some very good hitters. Smoke has hit the ball hard all 3 times. He's 1 for 3 with a single. One ball, one strike. 1-2 now.
Good velocity back on that fastball. 94 for Bedrosian.
Out to right field. Cole back at the wall. We'll watch this one go. A solo home run to the bullpen. And Cam Bedrosian's struggles continue.
He said missing location isn't as good as the stuff that Bedrosian has if you don't locate it well. And Smoke, we said it plenty of times. He is very quick on pitches upstairs. Generally, a left-handed swing is always the lower part of the strike zone, but upper part of the strike zone. 94 drives it out. 29th home run. He has hit the ball hard all 4 at bats tonight.
He's been locked in all season long. Finally, yeah, there was a former first-round pick of the University of South Carolina by the Texas Rangers once upon a time. Never really lived up to that promise. It's come together for him here for sure this season. He was part of the package that went to Seattle when the Rangers got Cliff Lee. He was the big part of that deal.
I mean, look at it. Previous home run total for a season, 20.
Out to right. Cole's there. 2 down. Pierce 0 for 4. The Angels 1 out away. Snapping this little losing streak. Picking up their first win on this road trip after getting swept in Cleveland. And their hitting shoes on today. Helped out too by Jay Happ. Lost his command in the second.
Yep.
They took advantage of it. Never looked back. First one in for a strike. Breaking ball, it just misses. 1-2. Foul back.
Good pitch there. Good location for Bedrosian. 94 with his fastball. See him try to wipe out slider right now.
Ground ball to third should do it. Escobar's got it. Across the diamond. Light that baby up as the Angels snap the losing streak. Pick up the first one by the final of 7-2.
Boy, Tone